There are a lot of us who are frustrated that we cannot do more, that we don't know what to do more. But that is not a reason to not do some. And there are a lot of small things that each of us can do that will pile up. Maybe you can't go out to protest. Maybe there aren't any protests at this time of year. Maybe there aren't any protests in your area. You can definitely call your representatives, your 2 senators and your representative and the White House. You can call the departments. You can call the leadership of the House and the Senate. You can call your state representatives and senators because they have a lot to do with what's going on locally too. You can also be conscious of who you give your money to and how you spend your money, and whether that's going to places that do with your money what you approve of. And that's not always easy to find out. I realize that. But there are a number of accounts out there that are doing some really good information about which corporations have been extremely cozy with what's happening, have supported ICE, have given money to the destruction of the East Wing and the abominable ballroom, among other things, among other huge important things. So think about that. Think about how you are indirectly potentially supporting those things. And I'm not saying, every penny, and you can only do what you can do, and you don't want to drive yourself crazy, but where you see it, it's not that hard to switch. And I'm working on it bit by bit. One of the things I'm doing right now is switching my dog's dog food. And that is a gradual process. For those of you who have dogs, you don't just switch them, boom, from one food to another. You do it gradually. And that's the same thing you can do with how you spend, where your money is going. Another thing all of us can do it takes consciousness, but it really doesn't take much else, is to think about who you are rewarding with your attention. And that comes in many, many flavors, many levels. I won't watch certain channels anymore. And it's made me a little sad because it's cut my football watching it during the season. But it's worthwhile. Even when the Chicago Bears were on, I didn't watch one game I could have because of the network that it was on. And I just thought, I am not adding even my one little iota of a person to their audience, because that adds to their bottom line and that lets them continue to do things that I don't believe in. You can do it with not clicking on, not viewing, whether on any of the social media networks or other outlets that you don't believe in. Your attention, your click, your view is valuable. Spend it where it matters to you, and don't spend it where you don't want people to benefit. This can also hold true, like with the books that you get from the library. I've been trying to not only to get things from the library that I like and am interested in, but to keep an eye on circulating those items that can be targets for book banners, for those who think that they have the right to tell everybody else what to read, what to see, what to think. And even if I don't agree with the premise of the story or the book, I believe that it should be available to people, and people should make up their own minds. So I try to check out some of those things. If there's a line for them. No, they don't need my help, but I watch for the ones that might need a little boost now and then. There are many ways to do this, but value your attention and put it where it matters. On YouTube, I will look for like local stations and coverage that they're giving to issues. And I've learned that there are a few. There's one station in Montana who is, it's really appalling because they basically just read administration news releases. So I will not click on them. I will not open it. I will not view. I will not reward them. They also, I looked up their phone number. I was going to call and say, what are you doing? They will not answer their phones. That's often a hint, too, if they will not answer their phones. One of my local TV stations that I have stopped watching, even though I like the weather guy, they won't answer their phones anymore. They used to. Isn't that interesting? So the people are telling them they don't like what's going on. Somebody up above is telling them do it this way.